Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion, or Dragon Ball discussion, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, before we get started here, I want everyone to just pause this video, go down in the description below, and make sure to hit that link for MrNinjaStar's channel. Make sure to go check out his content, subscribe if you think it's awesome. It is pretty awesome, so make sure to go check that out. But anyway, MrNinjaStar, how are you doing, man?
Hey, I'm happy to be on the channel, man. Really fun to just talk about Dragon Ball with someone else who has the same level of, excitement about the series as I do and stuff. So, yeah, what are we going to be talking about in this video, Mark?
We're actually going to be talking about, and like I said, guys, if you haven't stopped the video yet, please make sure to go stop it, because we're actually going to be talking about a video that he did, MrNinjaStar. Kind of a sequel video to that, at least, my idea of a sequel video to that. Make sure to go check out on his channel. He did a video. It might be buried by the time this video comes out, and it's called "The Symbolism of Super Saiyan God Transformations." Very awesome video. Go make sure to go watch that before that video, and honestly, very good. But today we're going to be talking about basically why is it that we are not necessarily seeing Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Why will we never get Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super? And, if you go back and watch his video, there's a lot of symbolism there that kind of helps portray how they're using their power, what it means for them, what it means story-wise, and all this other stuff. Good video. So, no, today we're going to be talking about why exactly we're not going to be seeing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, going on in Super or any other future Dragon Ball, entities, outside of just Dragon Ball Heroes, because we'll probably be seeing, I can't wait for Dragon Ball Heroes to give us Super Saiyan 5, but personally, I have an idea that it's not just because Toriyama doesn't like them anymore, although he's said in the past that he doesn't like them anymore and he's not going to have them use them, and we've only seen them very seldomly. Personally, I feel like Super Saiyans have somewhat of a sequel effect when it comes to just kind of selling it. If Dragon Ball is basically, monetized by toy sales and merchandising and everything else, Super Saiyans have at this point, have a sequelized effect where the first one's a revolutionary. It completely changes the entire game of almost all shonen mangas. It's something that people have copied time and time and time again. And then Super Saiyan 2, really cool concept, although not necessarily the biggest change. Kind of a copy paste or part of the original, just a little flashier for the most part. And then Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4 are completely out of the bag. Just a complete rehaul that's basically the exact same thing as the original two movies, that looks real big, real flashy, real kind of cool, but have zero substance and have no real connection to the other two in the franchise or the story or the other transformations. They're just kind of ass pulls for the most part for the money. And I kind of feel like Super, in terms of Super Saiyan transformations, is kind of getting into what Hollywood's kind of figured out recently as well, is people don't like numerals like numbers in their sequels. We want subtitles, and we want subtitles because subtitles make us kind of sit around, think one way or the other about, what does it mean? What's the purpose of having a subtitle? What does the name mean? And I'm going to throw it over to NinjaStar. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, that's a really good analogy right there. People, when it comes down to it, just seeing something let's say, here's the thing, let's take a little bit of example to Star Wars for a little bit. Star Wars Rogue One, it sounds like a way better title than something like Star Wars 3.5 or whatever, something like that. It just sounds a lot cooler and a lot better anyways, and adds more to the variation because people are realizing, the second one, like what you said, the second one isn't that much of a difference, kind of the same thing, whatever. And then third and fourth, they're cool and all, but they're completely different. Adding a title or a spin-off or changing things around a little bit, add a little bit more variety to it, and rather than just being a carbon copy or whatever, it adds a little bit of variation,
No, totally. And it's weird too, and one of the reasons I thought about this was personally not just your video, but also the fact that we have Super Saiyan Rage now. It's not even like a new Super Saiyan transformation. They couldn't even call it one thing or another. It's literally Super Saiyan Rage. It has that subtitle to it. You got Super Saiyan God. You got Super Saiyan Blue, you got Super Saiyan Rose. They all have a meaning to them, but also it's a color palette that kind of changes it up just enough without actually having to be anything real special or new, that gives us a reason to go out and buy toys and merchandise and all this other stuff, because it's different. It's not, oh, like it's not like, okay, what's the biggest difference when it comes to toys between Goku Super Saiyan and Goku Super Saiyan 2, And I think, personally, I feel like that's really one of the reasons we're never going to see Super Saiyan 2 and 3 again. At least those two, and if not Super Saiyan 4. Like I said, Heroes, probably. I mean, just whatnot. And personally, like, Heroes will give us 5 and 6 and 7. I really hope they do. That would be really kind of cool. And I feel like a lot of people, whether you want to admit that or not, or whether you've thought of this same thing or not, I feel like everyone could admit that Super Saiyan 3 was an ass pull. Super Saiyan 4 is really cool, just looks really different. Not necessarily the same kind of ass pull that Super Saiyan 3 was, but again, very little substance to it. When you start giving us Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rose, that's when the community breaks down. And all it really is just a color palette change. And I just think that's so interesting. I mean, good marketing strategy for them, really.
Yeah, like, just giving something that, like, really simple, you don't need to put much into it, like what you said, just a color palette can have so much more deep meaning to it, because with Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4, like, what's the whole, like, meaning, all the stuff behind it, what's the reason behind all that, like, regular Super Saiyan 2, that electricity and stuff, what's that supposed to represent? With the Super Saiyan 3, that long hair and eyebrows, I guess, like, losing that little bit of control, but I mean, whatever, that still doesn't really have that much substance to it. And with Super Saiyan 4, it has a little bit of substance to it, but at the same time, it doesn't go as in-depth as you think with, like, the regular Super Saiyan God, where it represents the rage, Super Saiyan Blue, where it represents, the calmness and everything, Rose, where it represents the rebirthing of a new era, and so, like, you get what I mean, and just, and, it just goes more in-depth than you think, and, yeah.
No, I completely agree, and honestly, it's something that I really hope they do. I mean, what are your thoughts before we end this? Like, what are your thoughts about them actually giving us another transformation? Like I said, if they even do at this point, I would imagine just another color palette swap. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be Super Saiyan God 2 or Super Saiyan Blue 2 or something. I think the whole point of this video is we're not going to be getting numerals anymore. Like, if someone achieves another transformation, it's going to be another color swap. It's going to be an aura change or something to kind of give it a variation other than just a number.
Yeah, like, I mean, I remember when Resurrection F when Resurrection F was, like, starting to appear for the first time and stuff, people were, like, speculating, like, Super Saiyan Blue was like, oh my gosh, this is Super Saiyan God 2 or whatever, and it seemed that way, like, we're not ever gonna get, like, a Super Saiyan God Grade 2, Super Saiyan God 3, Super Saiyan God, we're not gonna get this stuff, we're gonna get these legit titles that are much more cooler, much more in-depth and detail and stuff, so if we do get a new, like, Super Saiyan transformation, it will most likely be something with a little more meaning to it, like, let's take an instance, I don't know, something like white or green, well, green technically, because the new Broly thing, it's probably gonna have, we're all gonna, like, speculate after a while, but we're gonna realize this is more deep meaning to it than it would seem, and with the whole Broly thing, they're not gonna call it, like just, like, Ascended Super Saiyan God or wherever, well, they might, who knows, but they're gonna give it a new title, like Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Ikari, all that stuff,
No, I completely agree. It's gonna be something like that, and, I mean, I would say, I think a lot of people are just, I bet the next one's gonna be white, but we just don't know, with Toriyama basically saying the only reason he didn't choose white is because of the next villain, but we're basically after, we're past that already. And I feel like a lot of people, I think MJ, our mutual friend MJ over at Geek List, he did a video, I think, about how Super Saiyan Blue has basically been super underwhelming at this point. I think we're due for another transformation, be it something like Super Saiyan Rage, something that actually has some kind of sense made to it. I wouldn't actually be very surprised if it's Vegeta who achieves it first or something, but I expect something like white. I expect something like green. I expect something different than what we've seen thus far. But anyway, guys, we're going to leave it at that. Please make sure to share your comments in the comment section below your opinions about this. Do you think are we onto something here when it comes to Super Saiyan transformations kind of being analogized to movie sequels and sequelization, basically a return in value when it comes to creativity and everything like that? Please make sure to go check out MrNinjaStar in the description section below. He will make awesome content for you guys, I promise it. Anyway, guys, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Share it out to your friends. Just share your opinions, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.